show, Quick Tips on Baby Crying, is brought to you by pediatrician recommended Aquaphor Healing Ointment, a multi-purpose ointment that soothes and heals diaper rash, drool rash, and even dry skin associated with eczema.
So I don't know what it is, but when your baby cries, it's almost like it's embedded in your DNA that you must do something to fix it. And it's so compelling. So we brought Alejandra Rodriguez-Stewart, our friend from MommyCast Latina, onto the show today. She's got a new baby. She's a newish mom.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk about soothing your baby.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is my first baby, and of course I think it's even harder for first moms because you have no experience at all.
Right.
So.
You got to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think you do learn over time that your babies have different cries.
Right.
Yes.
You know that I remember, I'll never forget the distress cry. The first time I heard the distress cry was when the doctor gave the vaccination shot.
Oh, they cry like, how dare you? Their chins quivering. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But there's the whole, I'm really hungry cry. I'm tired. You're tired. You need to go to bed. And then there's the whole, your diaper needs to be changed, you know.
Right.
And then I'll never forget the time when I thought this was so funny. I heard Sam crying in the other room, and I said, Sam's crying because he's got his legs stuck in the crib rail.
So you
and
kind of
guess
had it
what?
figure. It was true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you can really know. That's true.
Right.
But I think it's a lot frustrating and harder sometimes for moms than for the baby. When Isabella had her first shot, I cried. She didn't really cry as much.
Yeah.
I cried.
Yeah, of course.
And you don't realize, but you transmit that feeling to your baby. Moms really transmit that. And when I'm stressed, I can tell she gets stressed.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, they
And
feed
that's
off of
how-
your emotions completely.
That's absolutely true. So that's actually one of our first tips, and that is to recognize that what you're feeling will transfer to the baby. So if you are stressed, then your baby will get stressed. It really is very common for babies to cry. The fact that they're crying is not something that you should be overly concerned about unless
they
it's
cry
constantly.
1,400 hours in the first year.
Right.
Wow.
That sounds like a lot. But you know what they told me? They said it's normal for a baby to cry, because when Lola was crying a lot, I was like, how normal? How much should be doing that? 3 to 4 hours a day.
Right.
Not consecutively.
But if you have an inconsolable baby,
Yeah.
there are some times when you really, and you should really follow your own instincts because you know your baby best, and call the pediatrician if you have any concerns. But, crying is normal. But you can go through kind of an assessment process, and usually the first assessment is, is the baby hungry? Obviously,
Right.
if the baby's hungry, feed the baby.
Mhm.
Right. Diaper.
Is the baby tired?
When the babies are wet, or if they have any kind of rash or anything, they're not going to sleep through the night. And so what I learned through experience is, honey, slather. I used Aquaphor, but I would just use it because it created this barrier. So because if they have a rash, there's not a lot you can do about it until it just heals. So in the middle of the night, they're going to wake up if they wet their diaper, but I don't want to be woken up,
Right.
And so I just slather, sleep through the night, and eventually, just keep it. Sometimes I let them go a little diaper free for a little while during the day, give it some air.
There are a couple of techniques that you can do, and I think a lot of people understand, holding and rocking the baby.
Right.
But I don't think they really understand kind of, the origins of that is to try and
Recreate the womb.
The constant movement of the mother rocked the baby. They were in kind of a fluid-filled sac, that kind of went back and forth, So rocking the baby gently, a lot of people, go shh, which actually recreates some of the noise that the baby would have heard, kind of like a white noise sound. But I think a lot of people don't pay attention to perhaps temperature, room temperature. If you can have the room a little warmer, that sometimes helps.
We'll all take a
That
nap.
is amazing.
Yeah, we'll all
That's true.
take
Because
them.
when Isabella is just really warm, she sleeps longer.
I had a friend's baby this weekend, and I said, well, I always do this thing, like, I don't remember where I picked it up. I think it was a book somewhere, but it was like the 5 S's or something, where you swaddle, you allow them suck, you sway, you shush, and you what was the other thing?
Side. Put them on their side.
Put them on their side.
Side.
So I hold them. Well, for me, in my own mind, my little thing is squeezing them. Like I just kind of squeeze them tight, and they kind of sometimes they'll fight. I was holding my friend's little 4-month-old, and he was fighting against me, and I just kind of held him tight and swayed and shushed in the dark. And I gave him a pacifier. Boom.
They let go.
Out.
Right. For Isabella, the swaddling thing always worked. And what I did is to let her know that it was the night, time to sleep. I would swaddle her only at night, and that way she would sleep longer at night. And during the day, I would try to put her to sleep, but without the swaddling.
Yeah, I think the swaddling is something that a lot of pediatricians will walk you through because it has to be done correctly. Yeah.
Sometimes there's also the Aquaphor lotions that you can give them massages, and I didn't try the massages, but I have a friend who's tried it, and I mean, I don't know if you ever got a massage, but it really relaxes you, and for babies, that helps.
I wish somebody would give me
massage. You can actually find books on baby massage.
There are.
I didn't get enough.
And another thing that I do also, or I did when Isabella was first born, I would turn on the vacuum, and that really helped. When I don't know, she just liked that, or the fan in the bathroom. Sometimes I would just take her in the bathroom, turn on the fan, and she would calm down.
Yeah,
interesting.
Actually, that does help. I think that's one of the reasons why babies sleep so well in cars, and
you got movement, you got noise.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If you would like more tips, go to MommyCast.com or aquaphorhealing.com.
And if you want to share your personal tips that work for you, go to our Facebook page.